Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. Cut to the Chase podcast. We are back with another episode. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Cut to the Chase podcast. I'm your host, Chase Abel, as you guys already know by now. It is May 16th today. Beautiful, beautiful weather here in Boston. We've been getting some really good weather. Finally, The Rock has... Jesus, God damn. I was trying to say finally the weather has come back to Boston, but then the Rock thing came in and I couldn't. There's something about the Rock, man. When he every time like when he said that's like a universal thing now. That little corny thing he said, it was like just a cool thing that needs to be said. That didn't make sense. But what did you think? You think I was gonna make sense the first 20 seconds of this podcast? It hasn't happened. Hasn't happened that I said anything normal yet, so whatever. But anyways, it is May 16th, this episode on a Monday afternoon. I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. You guys can follow me at Chase Abel on Instagram, www.chaseabel.com. All my information and craziness is up there, so guys, please follow. Also, subscribe, like, share this podcast. It's on YouTube. Please, guys, go on YouTube. We have a Cut to the Chase podcast on YouTube now. Please hit subscribe. That helps. And also go to Apple Podcasts, write a review, subscribe there. It helps the podcast and it helps us get to some more listeners. So please do that. We have a lot to talk about on this podcast, man. Man. First, I'd like to say I've been trying to do my taxes, right? And yes, I'm late. I know you guys are probably saying, well, what do you mean? You haven't done your taxes yet? No, I haven't. Okay. I'm always late on my taxes about a month. Okay. I'll pay the little penalty. I'll pay the little interest. I probably shouldn't. I'm usually pretty good, but I'm doing a lot of clerical updates this year, if that makes sense. I'm getting a lot of paperwork, clerical things I need to get done. You know, so I've been working on that, but I'm trying to contact the IRS because every year they send me a PIN because I was I had identity theft. So when you have identity theft, they send you a PIN. You have to, that PIN number is attached to your tax return, so it makes sure it's you, and you have to do it for about 5-6 years, and they eventually take you off. But they haven't took me off yet. I don't know why, but that's another fucking episode for another day. But I've been trying to contact the IRS. Do you guys know you can't freaking talk to anyone at the IRS now? I've been trying to before it used to be so easy. I would just hit 0, call the IRS, hit 0 for agent. Agent picks up, hey, how's it going? What's your address so we can take all your money again? That used to be the natural freaking thing. I can't even get in contact with nobody just to even tell me that my address is right. I need to make sure my address is updated with the IRS, which is not. And it's taken me like 2 weeks. And I have this new accountant person. He's taking like so long to get back to me. You know what the worst thing is? When someone who has your personal information doesn't get back to you in any timely manner. You know how nervous I get? I get so mad when people that are in like very important accounting roles or have like very important information, your personal information, and they just don't even contact you back. I get so worried because of identity theft, man. I mean, at this point, there's no privacy, so it's like, hey, just take all I got. I mean, I've been so angry lately these last 2 weeks, and I still haven't got my taxes done. So I'm gonna talk to Nicky Neighborhoods about that because, you know, and Nicky Neighborhoods. Oh boy. This fresh off Airline Italia. Fresh off Airline Italia. This guy was, I don't know. It seemed like he had a meeting at the Vatican with the Pope, the way this guy was taking pictures. Very, very, very ocular, vague pictures. He didn't really like show me or tell us exactly where he was, but he was in different parts of the country in Italy. I was very nervous for him actually at one point. was very nervous because I said, I was like, where is he at? Lake Como?
Look voluntary.
Yeah, it just he's the type of pictures that Nick was taking on his Instagram was like kind of showing me, like he was showing me clues to where he was, like he was hiding. You know, like MacGyver when he used to hide and you just have like, it was like Hansel and Gretel. They would like leave bread like for hints. I'm like, yo, are you okay, dude? There's not like, usually people when they go to like away to a country and they take pictures, they take a picture of the hotel, they tag the city, they'll take the picture, of a breakfast place. Nick, I don't know. Nicky was on his own adventure. And I mean, I gotta ask what the heck he was doing out there, because I also want to know if he brought a tracksuit, Sergio Tacchini tracksuit out there. Was there any Sergio Tacchini tracksuits that he was able to buy? A lot of questions for Nicky Neighborhoods. Nicky, what's up, player?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, dude.
Good.
I'm good. It's happy to see you. Actually, when you came into the house today, I didn't grab, but I just like, hey, but sometimes I'm a toucher.
Yeah.
I'm a shoulder toucher. Mm-hmm. I'm not like a hugger, but I'm like, I'll be, hey buddy, what's up? I'll touch the shoulder, and I'm not gonna, and you are pretty there's some tricep definition.
A little brolic under the scene, behind the scenes.
Have you been doing some push-ups, man? What's going on?
Yeah, push-ups are my thing. I got off them for a little bit. I got a tummy back, so I need to do my push-ups.
Oh.
Ugh.
I'm not a
personal workout routine.
Are you doing home workouts?
I do home workouts. Yeah, I don't go to a gym, which is probably surprising, right? Would you assume me for a gym guy?
I would, yeah, for sure. But you only go like once every 2 weeks to use the sauna.
Yeah. I think we've discussed this before.
Yeah.
I had an Equinox membership for like 2 years once, and I just went once a week to use the sauna.
Yeah.
Full waist.
Couple racquetball sessions in there.
They didn't have a racquetball court. I am getting into tennis though. There's a lot going on, man. Your taxes are concerning to me,
dude.
Some of the language and the verbiage you're using is still vague. I think.
Yeah.
Well, the way that I take pictures on Instagram, you do your taxes. Vague. A little vague.
Vague. Yep.
You don't do TurboTax.
I did it one time.
We'll do taxes and then we'll get into Italy.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to do my taxes. It's tax season, obviously, and I don't believe I updated my address with the IRS when I moved.
Oh,
it was, I kind of slipped the mind, and I always thought it would just be as simple as, hey, you call the number, you get in contact with the agent, they read you the address that they have on file, and you give them your verification questions, your social, blah 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 blah. And then they put it on the computer, they type it in, and then boom, your address is updated, and they mail you what you for the future correspondence. Okay?
Sure.
Didn't happen. This year, I think because from what I've been told, I don't know, like the PPE, like I guess people who are, was on PPE stuff, fraudulent stuff, their security is like very, very high now with the IRS. So they're making it very, very hard for you to just identify yourself.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I can't get in contact with no one at the IRS, and now I'm dealing with an accountant trying to help me make sure my address is updated, get my correspondence. It's a freaking nightmare, man.
Dude, you gotta go H&R Block.
I do H&R Block for many years.
TurboTax. Yeah.
But I still need to. I don't know, man.
This is where the argument falls off. This is where I'm like, you gotta stay with, pick one. I did H&R Block 1 year. I went into the office. The guy kind of made me sad a little bit.
Made you sad?
You ever just see someone you're just like, I want to help you get out of this office. This is not a nice office. It was on like Washington Street, like over by the Commons.
I know that H&R Block.
That H&R Block. Well, actually not Washington Street, on whatever, but
Tremont Street.
Yeah. And I was just like,
I went to that H&R Block 1 year. This is probably about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're right. That H&R Block was very, very slummy.
Yeah.
It had a very murky atmosphere to it. Mm-hmm. And when the person started putting in my information, he said, oh, you need to have like one more document to do it.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I'll be back. I never went back.
But you gave him an Irish exit?
I gave him an Irish exit, man. Because I just, and they called me like mad times to say, hey, your taxes are still undone. I was like, Nah, you guys are not.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I felt bad too. Yeah, I wanted to take the guy and like bring him to a sunny office. I'm like, you could do this anywhere. You're a tax accountant. You start your own firm.
Right.
So, anyways, I had a similar situation where I got audited, but like I do things quick.
I'm not that important to get on.
I do things quick. I allegedly got audited. And so I was like, fuck, I've never been audited. It wasn't a full audit. Here's the thing. I snitched on myself because I realized I forgot to include a document. So I sent the IRS. This is how slow the IRS is. I sent them a thing saying, hey, I forgot to claim this.
Right.
They already sent me the thing being like, hey, we calculated this and this is how much you owe us. I'm like, oh, you people move quick.
They're quick.
They move quick. So I just paid it online. But before I did that, I went to TurboTax and I was like, I paid the extra stuff for the max or whatever it is. And they're like, oh, we'll file a whole thing. We're going to do a claim. We're going to assign you to an officer. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. They were going back and forth. Hey, Mr. Assad, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. At the end, they're like, no, you just forgot the document. You need to pay. So the IRS works in mysterious ways.
I think they only work one way, and it's an asshole way.
Give me the money.
It's give me the money.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not going to say that too much because if you do, you can work with the IRS if you're in a pickle. You just got to call them, be honest, and say, hey, this is all I can afford. They'll work with you. But I don't know, man. Hey, I just want my measly, whatever stinky return money I'm going to get. My little $208 from the federal government and my 67 cents from the state. I just want it. I just want it. What do you need?
You shouldn't even have to claim that at that point.
Oh, I want it.
No, what I'm saying is they should just send you a check.
Right. Yeah.
They should send it in cash, really.
God forbid. God forbid anything happens in cash now.
Oh, a big cash guy.
I'm not.
I'm a big cash guy. So Italy, so this is a good segue, took out cash in euros, carried around cash.
Dude, the math is already like really hurting my head. I don't know. Euros to what's a dollar? Like what's
it's like
a euro?
the same thing. You lose a little. I lost like $50 doing the whole thing. Like I lost a little money transferring or getting.
Is our currency more than the euro?
I think it's a little less, maybe. I'll have to look that up, but I think the difference is like negligible.
Goddamn Biden.
But anyways, Italy was great. Yeah, I don't like to post things to let people know exactly where I am at the time that I'm there.
Right.
I don't know why. Like, I'm not hiding anything. I just don't like. You don't need to know that I'm staying at the Westin Excelsior.
No.
Like, that's not information you need.
I would. Yeah, you're right because it's weird now because now people can pick up where you are, and it's it's
the IRS.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They knew before I made the trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but I don't like to do that. I don't like to kind of
Yeah, like to show a little.
Plus, this was as we were discussing before the episode. Like I'm at the end of my unplug. I took like a good year to kind of unplug a little bit and just like relax and not have to worry about comedy or this or that or whatever it is.
So Italy itself, great trip. How would you rate it?
I would rate Italy out of 10. I gotta give almost nothing for me in a rating scale gets a 10. Cause after 10 there's nothing else.
Right.
I would rate Italy probably like a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, really high.
So what town did you stay or what city did you go to?
So we flew into Rome, stayed in Rome for 3 or 4 days, which Rome is like the Manhattan of, well, maybe Milan's like the Manhattan. Rome is just very historic. There's so much. We went to the Colosseum.
Yeah, it's what Gladiator, Russell Crowe fought.
Yeah, and you think it's going to be small. You think like, oh, you get there and you're like, oh, this shit's going to be like, it's kind of like when you see an NBA court in person. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, this isn't that big. I got there and I was like, this is like fucking Gillette Stadium.
It's how like most girls look at me, my penis first.
Mr. fucking clean, Mr. fucking goddamn high and mighty.
Just being honest on a podcast. Sorry.
I really, yeah.
It was too early. I should have.
No, it's okay. It's okay because now I can't think of the Colosseum.
We can go down the street.
No, I can't think.
We could go down the street.
No, it was great. It was great. We did the tourist shit. We got really good meals. Then we went to like Cinque Terre, which is like coastal. I didn't like Cinque Terre. Like we were staying in this place called Levanto. It's everyone else seemed to enjoy that area except me. I thought it was like the Cranston, Rhode Island of Italy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it like wasn't my vibe. I don't mind coastal towns, but like I want to see the best of the coastal town.
A lot of Debbies.
Yeah.
A lot of Debbies.
A lot of like, there's no dryers. There's a washer machine, but there's no dryers in this town. You just hang your clothes. A lot of that. A lot of like
right.
cold surfaces in the Airbnb. Stone, metal, glass. I'm like, can we get a fabric in here? Like it was just very, plus it was rainy. So I think I was kind of like, I'm over this part of the trip, middle of the trip. We were there for a wedding.
Oh, that's what you went for.
Yeah. We were there for a wedding and we turned it into a vacation.
There you go.
My wife and I. And so we get to the wedding and it's like this uphill battle just to even get to the wedding.
So your friend is an American? Mm-hmm. And had decided to have a wedding in Italy.
In Italy. Really loves Italy. Obsessed with Italy. He studied abroad there. His fiance, now wife, is a wedding photographer.
What do you think about destination weddings? Do you think it's fair? I guess if you have money, I guess you don't care, right?
Yeah, I think if you're... See, here's the thing. This was not one of those types of weddings. With all due respect to the bride and groom, like they're not particularly affluent in that way. Although who knows? You know, I don't want to count.
It appears it was like a manageable wedding for them.
Yeah, it was it was at a house. Like the way that they did it, I think was amazing. Like they made it into a really nice house party in Tuscany. Like essentially, it's in the Tuscan region by the ocean, like in Tuscany.
Okay.
So I was down with it, but they told people like, hey, it's this beautiful home. You know, we're renting it for the week. This is kind of our wedding and / honeymoon. Like it's all rolled into one thing. Right. Make a vacation. Their mindset was the perfect mindset for a destination wedding. Come only if you want to have a vacation.
Right.
And if you don't, then don't come. We don't expect you to be there, which I thought was amazing.
That was on the wedding invitation?
No, that was like what the... Well, that's what the bride and groom was. They said to me, they were like, look, we know if you can't come, you can't come. It's not a big deal. It's really for us. This is a wedding for us.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, thank you for being honest.
Right.
Because a wedding is always a thing for the bride and groom.
I would say so. I mean,
right?
I think it is because, I mean, I've heard two schools of thought on that. I've heard that, what you said, and I've also heard the other school of thought. It's a party for your friends.
Mm-hmm. The latter is how me and my wife did it. It's a party for our friends.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that everyone's comfortable. There's nothing that you could look at and go, oh, they could have did that better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wedding won't be like that.
Not opulent. That doesn't have to be opulent. I'm not talking about some gaudy, like Long Island, whatever wedding, but like,
my wedding, they would suggest every moment this could have been better. That's the type of wedding I would have. I would have a wedding where everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, she probably should have saved a little more."
Yeah. Well, I love how this couple made it feel like it was a very special event. What they did was they picked something that they were comfortable with. Number one. So when you pick a venue in a setting that you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
Then that's the biggest stress. Like the biggest stress when you get married is like, are we going to go to a hall? We got to go here. We got to go there. One person wants to go someplace. The other person wants to go the other place. And like,
dude, the stress level of a wedding is crazy.
So if you have it at a house that you're staying at, you don't have to worry about traveling or having anything that you need. It's all there. You have time to like
get ready,
get the house ready and do whatever.
All right.
The second good thing that they did is they are very like one's in a band and one's a wedding photographer. Okay. And so they're very vibey. And so they're like, hey, we're having it at the house. We realized only like 20, 30 people. I think it ended up actually being like almost 40 people that went, which is really small. It's a small wedding.
That's a good size, man.
It's a decent size. Yeah. In that space, it felt like not crowded, but like, oh, there's some people here, so I get to mingle as a guest. I'm saying you're looking at this going, okay.
And it becomes a little, it seems like it comes a little more, in my eyes, a little bit more personable.
Exactly.
With less people.
Get to meet some really interesting people.
Yeah.
You get to call back some jokes. You get to like do, you get to kind of build a rapport versus going to a 200 person wedding where you're like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And the third thing is they made it so that if you went to the wedding, you went to the destination, you didn't just have to stay in that town. You could kind of like go anywhere, because they went to Florence afterwards. They didn't go with us. Me and my wife went to Florence after the wedding, but we met up with them. So they kind of made it into if we don't get enough FaceTime with you, we'll see you in 3 or 4 days when we're in Florence. We'll go out to dinner. They made it into like a vacation. Okay. So if you're ready to have a vacation, that's the wedding for you.
Okay.
And if you weren't, they were like, yeah, no hard feelings. You don't have to come.
I feel like if and when I get married, I'm not saying that I will never, but there's a chance I might. I definitely gonna go small wedding. A small wedding. I don't want a big one.
I think that's I had like 90 people. Less. I think I had like 88.
That's fine. Less than 100.
Less than 100 is perfect.
Less than 100. Yeah.
Because I think quality is better than quantity.
Always.
And especially like my wife and I pretty much paid for our own wedding, and we were just like, we're not going to go in debt over something like that we both kind of are like, this is for us, but no, it's like we're doing a wedding. It's really for our guests. Like it's a thank you to our parents, or it's a thank you to our friends and family or whatever. So yeah, you can't go in debt over a wedding. Number one,
yeah,
and
your
it has
wedding
to be
was
comfortable.
Nice. Yeah, your wedding was nice.
This is before Chase and I really knew each other that well.
Yeah, it was nice. I didn't get miss the invitation on that one.
It was it was an E invite. So,
you're right.
Yeah,
it must have went to my spam.
Thing.
Must have went to my spam. It must have went to my spam. Anything happy that comes.
Anything good goes to your spam.
Yeah, anything happy with glitter and people loving each other, it goes
straight to spam.
Yeah, I have an auto default to spam.
That's funny.
That's good, man. I'm glad you're back.
It was good. Yeah.
Did you have good food? Good food was there? Some good.
You can get yes. I had very good food there.
What are we talking about?
I also had average food there.
All right. Best food you had?
Best food I had was a pear ravioli.
A what?
Pear ravioli.
Pear ravioli, okay.
With ricotta cheese, a little bit of lemon. You can't really even taste the pear, but it adds like a thing to it, whatever.
Sure.
Ragu up the ass. I had tagliatelle ragu almost every other night. I mean, it was next level.
Yeah, you eat good. I know you eat good.
I eat well. Yeah, I do. I eat well. I had 2 spritzes, 2 Aperol Spritzes, which apparently is like a champagne and a
like a bubbly carbonate.
Kind of a bubbly. It's that orange carbonated drink you see, white women drinking in South Boston around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Prosecco.
I'm like, let me try it.
Right.
Because I hadn't had many, and I was like, this is a good place to try it.
Like a Prosecco.
Yes, yeah, a Prosecco, and then like a Aperol, which is the orange liqueur or whatever.
You know what? As much as I don't want to think of you as bougie,
I am.
You're a little bit.
I am.
You're a little bit.
I don't think there's anything wrong with.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's a level. There's a tint of bouginess. A tint.
Oh yeah.
When I say tint, I mean like if I was to equate it to a car tint, you're not like 35% tint.
No.
Where you're still legal to drive. You're like kind of at the middle where it's like they could stop you.
I'm at like a 48 where they're just like, I don't know. I'm just open with it. That's the thing I've noticed. And I was thinking about this the other day because I don't come from money. I don't come from an affluent family.
I feel like you want to say that so like you just
it's like I want.
Isn't it? It's good when you say that, right? It's like, doesn't it feel good when someone says that?
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever feel good if I said I come from money.
I think I could. I could feel really good saying that.
No. Listen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
No, what I'm saying is I could feel good about having the money.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But me saying it just throws me off a little bit. Like I can never say, yo, I come from mad money. Like
I don't think there's a time where you say that, but like, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I don't respect people that have never worked for anything, like that have been handed, like that just goes right out the window.
Yeah.
And I've met people like that, and they're really nice, but I'm just like, everything you say just feels like a lie to me.
It feels like a paranoia and a lie.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with people like that.
Yeah, because Tim Dillon put it really well. He's like, people that come from money, people, rich, wealthy people, they're hard in other places where like we're more soft and like trusting people and open to people, and they're not, and they're very soft in other areas.
Yes, yes, that's true. Yeah, and they're people too, so they have their own inadequacies, and flaws. Everyone has flaws and stuff, but it's more heightened. It's more transparent.
Yeah.
It shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I have an interesting dynamic where I grew up, because I did not, my parents, my mother was a hairdresser, and my stepdad, because I live with my mom and my stepdad, and my stepdad was like a used car salesman, but he did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So he made decent money.
Okay.
But Irish and Italian mother, Sicilian stepdad, they're all about like the so-and-so next door has this car. We're going to get it was all visual. Everything was like, what, the house, the this, the that. And like, so I was like, oh, we have
this.
Right. And you get to be an adult, and like things go away. People die.
Right.
There's no wills.
That happened too.
You're like, oh, I actually don't have a trust fund. I don't have this. This was a huge facade. This is actually not what it is. And you have to really, you're on your own. You need to figure it out. But I like nice stuff. I don't think guys talk about it enough. Like,
I want to cry right now. I feel like there was something. Like you said something, and like there was a tint.
Was it the people die?
Yeah, I think that got me.
When you're so uncomfortable, I can tell you're just like, yeah, I don't know. Let's just end this episode.
All right, next topic, right?
No, but it's true, right? Because
It's
that's
true.
the thing I was thinking about on the way over here, where I was just like, there's so many people trying to look like they have something that they don't.
Yes.
And it's not their fault sometimes.
We
They're
call
just,
it keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, because that's what they were told when they were a kid, is like, don't wear that. You look like a bum. Wear this, and then do that, and talk about this. And then you're all kind of like fucked up afterwards.
Right. My family never did that. They did the total opposite. They did they only did what they had.
And you're so much better off for that.
They only did, they only bought things based on what they had. They never even lived in areas where it could have been a lot easier for them to live. And what I'm saying is, even economically, like let me give you a perfect example. Right, there were some family members of mine who also came with us from Africa. And we immigrated here to Boston, and there was a choice that my parents had to make. Some of my family decided to live in Boston. This is like Boston in the 80s. South End, Combat Zone,
Lit.
Castle Square. I mean, Castle, projects,
Castle,
like, and they were getting supplemental income from the government, but they would do little, like, rent was like $300. Like back then, it was like the rent was like $375, like in the 80s or something, right? But they would get like, I don't know, they would do some type of like scam or some type of thing where like there'd be money left over, and one of my family members was like, hey, why don't you come live with us? We would pay only like this much, and we would keep the rest of the money. Immigrant, like, hey, we need to come up. We have to stick together. Like, let's do this little thing, right? And my parents, right, when we visited where they lived, and there was like crack cocaine, there was like piss in the elevator. My mom was like, oh fuck no.
Yeah.
We're going to the suburbs. And
so your mom, sorry to interrupt you, but she has the gene of like, I know this is like the situation, but we're gonna figure out, but I know that this is not the situation I'm gonna be in.
No, you're right.
Yeah, like she had that gene of like, no, I understand that this is what is supposed to happen, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Right. I'm going to take my kids, and we're going to take them out of harm's way. Yeah, because we're going to do that. We're going to take my kids out of harm's way. Yeah, we don't need to live in the hood. We don't
Yeah.
need to, like we're gonna figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
And then we're gonna go over here.
Yes.
And and there were some things about that. A lot of family members thought they were too bad or too good. You know how that is. A little jealous, whatever.
So similar, yeah.
Similar constructs with
Ish,
other
yeah.
ish. But I guess my point is like, yeah, my parents, in comparison to yours, not rich, had things though because they worked hard. So
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. So to these moments where I'm just sitting in Italy,
yeah,
having a spritz with my wife.
Spritz.
I'm like on one hand, I definitely, sorry, think this is great and want to do more of this, but on the other hand, I realize that sometimes this is just not like too much of this is fake. This is not real.
Yeah.
This is a bubble. Yeah. I'm sitting in a hotel lobby or something. Like, this is not the world. Like, this is a small little thing, but it's really nice right now.
Yeah, no, and there's people who actually kind of live like that.
Yes,
they live in that.
Oh yeah,
lifestyle, transient moment, in out of hotels. They have preferences on. They have their own stay preferences on their hotel profiles.
Oh, you know this? Yeah.
Those type of things. When I come in, I gotta have in my room. A Clico.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I need to have.
Status. They're called like status whores. Oh yeah.
I get it.
Now, that being said, I did fly premium economy, which I paid extra for.
All right. This is premium economy sounds like 93 wasn't available on the gas pump. So you're going to go with 89?
It's exactly that. Not what do they call it? Not premium, but the step down. Like,
yeah.
We weren't first class, but I was literally sitting at the edge of where first class meets.
Yeah.
Those seats.
You were the middle to the.
I got a taste, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because then we flew coach on the way. We had a connector in Paris. So we flew from Italy to Paris and then Paris to Boston. And from Paris to Boston, we had those same seats. But from Italy to Paris, we were coach. And I looked at my wife and I'm like,
never again.
What do we have to do to never? The seats were on my knee. I was like, what do we do to never do this again? And she's like, you and Chase need to make this fucking podcast bigger and make some fucking money. That's a double shot.
I think that was a double shot. I think, and it's also a boost. I'll
tell you, man.
It's gonna be. You have to travel.
You have to travel so much to get that. See, here's the thing that's fucked up too. Is like some of those people in first class, they don't deserve those seats. Well, no one really deserves anything, but
who deserves $5,000 seats?
They don't deserve it. Their companies pay. I have a friend like this. She's she's one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm. Single?
But she's married to one of my. Anyway, she said to me, she goes,
potatoes.
She goes, I am diamond medallion, which is the highest level you can get with Delta.
Yep.
She travels so frequently, and her company pays for it, or she pays for it, and her company reimburse her.
Yep.
And those are the people that are getting a majority of those seats. Not people paying retail at $5,000. They're like, oh, you have 1 million medallion, literally a million medallion miles.
Yeah.
You can just use like 50,000 of them to get this first class seat.
She can give some away, can't she?
So that's how I think we got these tickets. Well, I don't want to assume that, but my best friend and his wife gave us tickets as a wedding gift to Italy.
Okay. This is what we need to do. We need to contact this friend of yours.
Yeah.
We have to tell her that we are putting together a Cut to the Chase podcast tour.
And exploit her miles.
I want to say exploit. I would say just
I don't think
borrow.
Yeah. Is this gross, by the way, what I'm saying? Is this kind of a,
what's gross?
Tacky to bring it up like this?
What, the traveling?
Yeah.
The mile? No.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Well, it's every once in a while you got to be fancy.
You gotta
show yourself that life is worth living and you can go. I was thinking about this too before I came here. I was like, I was really excited about staying at this hotel.
Okay.
Kind of I call it like the 5-star elements of something. Nice restaurant.
I don't know. Was it 5 stars?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Because you know.
Oh, the hotel was, yes.
Oh, the hotel was 5 stars.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Not my kind of 5 stars.
Was
but
it
there
Forbes?
was.
Forbes rated 5 stars?
To me, there's the Four Seasons, the Ritz-Carlton, the W, the Rosewood. Rosewood's like, these are ultra luxury properties. I consider that in a class on that's the Kevin Durant of hotels.
Okay.
But then you have like the Jimmy Butler, like Jason Tatum's.
Yeah, both like boutique hotels.
They're 5 stars. They're still 5 stars. But you go in there and you're like, there's a couple things in here that I'd like to speak to the manager about.
So that's the thing what people misunderstand about 5 stars. There's only one particular travel guide that rates 5-star hotels. So there's not that many 5-star hotels in the world, and it's
actual 5
actual 5 stars. and the company who does that is Forbes.
Yeah.
So Forbes Travel Guide actually has consultants that actually stay at these hotels, and they stay for like a week, and they go through they put the hotel through a whole bunch of tests and stuff to see if they meet the requirements of a 5-star hotel. And I'm telling you, the difference between a 4-star hotel and a 5-star hotel.
Yes.
Huge difference.
And you know what?
Huge difference.
Yeah, I think this is a 4-star hotel.
I know it is.
They say on Google 5.
It's not.
Oh my God. I feel like such a fraud.
It's okay. That's why Cut to the Chase podcast is here to steer us to the right direction, my friend.
I feel like such a fraud. Anyways,
But
it
hey,
doesn't matter.
4 stars is still good.
To me, that
4 stars like a W.
To me, it felt like, well, the W. See, here's like
4 stars like a W.
But certain hotels, like, what do you so I'll describe the hotel, right? Like, it's. I don't know if anyone out there's watched The Sopranos when they go to Italy.
No.
In that episode. Okay, so like it's like an older hotel, but when I say older, I mean like it's got old world charm to it. It's not like dated.
Right.
It's like old world charm.
The building still has its like texture and fabric.
There's artwork in there. There's like the pillars are original. Like it's all this stuff, which I thought my wife and I were like, this is pretty cool.
Did it have a pool?
One of them did. Yeah, one of them did have a pool and a rooftop thing.
Okay.
A little rooftop situation.
In order for a
which was
hotel to
nice.
be a 5-star, they have to have a pool.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Just to let you know.
Good to know. That's good to know.
Slippies.
But then there's like these new hotels that I walk by and I'm like, why does it smell so much better in there? Like, you ever see, I smell like saffron coming out of the lobby. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yep. And I think that's a 5-star hotel.
Oh, because
they get you as you walk by on the mat and you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Either way.
Listen,
it was a good stay. It was fancy. It was fun. But then I think like I said, what kind of vacation do you want? I don't want 5-star across the board. I don't want. No. I want to go to. My wife and I went to like this restaurant that was, like a local spot, and across the street it was literally a door. Some like young chick behind I didn't even look like a bar. It looked like a shelf, serving like wine and beer, and I'm like, this would never last in America.
Was it a speakeasy you guys were at?
It wasn't even anything like that. It was like somebody rented this place and it was like dark and dingy, and you'd go and you'd sit and you'd have good wine and beer and popcorn. Okay. Everything was like $2 or $3. I'm like, this is bizarre.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But probably really fun.
It was great. And then we went out and then we came back. We walked by it. It was packed.
I feel like when you're telling the story, you know what's coming to my mind? You remember like Jack Dawson when he took in Titanic, when he took the girl from the upper deck parties and took her to the lower deck party?
Yes.
That's why I kind of feel like the story is. Like,
bro, and when
she had way more fun at the lower deck.
Yes. Yeah. There's fun to be had. I think 5-star stuff is fun during the day. But I think at night,
yeah, you want to get dirty.
You want to go to the local. You want to go to the local hang.
You want to go to Savages.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go where the people. That's what. Because you'd be surprised. When I worked in hospitality, probably about almost 4 or 5 years now. What, 2 years now? 3 years, 3.5 years. And yeah, usually they're always usually on a Friday night. there's a bunch of guys who come out of the hotel and they're like, "Hey, can I ask you something?" I'm like, "Yeah." Where do we go to have fun around here?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know what they're saying. And I tell them, take a left, take a right, go straight, glass slipper.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Just
the concierge at a hotel, when you tell them, like the concierge at this hotel, we did like a wine tour or whatever, and I was like, I don't want what's on the brochure.
Right.
Where would you go
for the
thing? And he goes, okay, yeah.
This
and I go, he goes, well, you could do this, or you could pay cash for and I'm like, yes, to the second one, whatever you would do.
Mm-hmm.
Set the whole thing up. And I think that's another thing too with 5-star. When you get to a 5-star place, or I guess in this place, if it was 4.5 star, but they give you that, like, the concierge goes, don't worry about it. In Italy especially, we'll take care of it. I'm like, are you going to email me the agenda? He's like, no. Just be down here at 9:30.
Yeah. Show up.
There's a driver. You'll get in the car. You'll go to the place. He has the agenda. I go, well, what if I need to call the driver? He's there.
No questions.
He's literally watching you the whole time. So if you move to the exit, he'll get the car ready.
He's kind of like those Russian guys in Rocky where they're following him everywhere.
Yes.
And he didn't like.
It was very much that.
They just, every time they looked at him, he was like, they were just there. Mm-hmm. You know?
So the moral of the thing is like, embrace the fancy, I like the special aspects of something, and then, muck it up at night. Go to some local places. That's a tough thing about going to different countries, though.
Well, full disclosure, I haven't. I'm working on my my little travel documents, so I'm able to go back internationally.
Sure,
into the international waters.
You have administrative things that you're getting done.
I got administrative, clerical things that need to be worked through.
Fire.
June 16th, by the way.
Oh,
I have an appointment with with personnel from the federal government.
That's fun.
To go over my future with the United States of America.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So that episode after is going to be interesting.
That'll be fun. Full rundown.
Yes. Yeah.
Full rundown.
Yeah, man.
The vacation was good. To wrap it up here, the vacation was good.
Glad you're back. Glad you're back.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. I have to be honest, like after a while, after 2 weeks.
2 weeks is a long time.
2 weeks is a long time. Even though we're traveling, because we're bouncing around.
Yeah.
I was ready to come back. I'm like, I miss the tension of being in this country. We're so anxious.
Angst, yeah.
You know what reinforced a behavior that I have that you've called out a couple times when I was in Italy?
Cocaine?
You don't need to talk all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asks you a question, sometimes you don't need to give the full
tutorial.
The whole thing, yeah.
No. Oh, so kind of you had a moment.
I had a moment where I was like, oh, like nobody here is offering up information or condolences. Americans walk in right away. Oh, where's the line? Is this the line?
Right.
Italians walk in and they're just like, this is the line.
Right.
It's like, no. The line's over. He's like, no. This is where the line starts. And I'm like, first of all, please don't whisper to me in public. Second of all, I'm standing behind you because this is where the fucking line starts now. There's a quiet confidence over there.
Yeah. Well, I think the best confidence is silent confidence.
Yeah, sure. And that was reinforced.
Now, this is coming from an individual who likes to talk a lot of shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
I just went on like a fucking, you asked me a simple question and 43 minutes later, here we are. But but this is a different platform. But like just in general, I was like, man. And the other thing is like, even if you don't dress, everyone there dresses how they're supposed to dress. Like Central Casting sent them an email in the morning and they were like, your fat guy that stands on the corner and smokes a cigarette, make sure you show up in costume tomorrow. And this guy's like, yeah, okay. And they're all put together.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, shape, size, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
they're all put together immaculately.
There's no doubt about it that Europeans are way I think their fashion sense.
Yeah.
And they're up on their shit.
Yeah.
Right. And there's some parts of America that share that as well. Like
Sure.
New York is the fashion capital of the world,
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. LA kind of has that as well. Atlanta has their own thing. There's different parts. But if you go to I don't know, Nashville, Tennessee,
Yeah.
I don't expect Gucci, Louis Vuitton.
But like not even that, but I'm talking about just like they know how their pants are supposed to fit. They know when to tuck a shirt in, when not to. Just like literally shapes. I walked up there and I'm like, this guy's not fit. Like he's not super fit.
But he knows how
But
to.
everything fits him.
Yeah, like me.
So bizarre.
Like me, dude.
It was so bizarre. It was
Yeah,
really
I have
cool.
I have one of those bodies before. I used to have one of those bodies where it's like people are like, oh, I don't like that's not supposed to fit him.
But he fit.
But it fits.
Yeah.
It fits. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good, man. It was really good. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
And
did you catch up on any sports out there? Because Celtics have been fucking killing.
Celtics have been fire.
Yeah, bro. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday in a Game 7. Did you watch it?
Think it would go? Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
Did you think it would go to 7?
I thought they're gonna beat him. I thought it was gonna beat him at 5.
You thought they were going to beat the Bucks?
4-1. Yeah, they should have beat him. It should have been 4-1. There was 2 games that they blew it.
Yeah.
With one at home and one in Milwaukee. So, in my opinion, it should have been at least so either 4-2 at the 4-2. I'm sorry, 4-2. They blew 2 games. But
who's the difference maker on the Celtics?
The difference maker?
I guess it's kind of an unfair and vague question.
Yeah, it's unfair and vague question.
Who's the difference maker against Miami?
Who's going to be the difference maker against Miami? It's going to be actually Robert Williams. If he guards Bam.
Okay.
Or Grant Williams. Because it's really going to be who's going to be able to kind of keep Bam not in his rhythm. Because Bam's a very, very athletic big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He sets high pick and rolls. He can roll to the basket. He can shoot. He can dribble off the dribble. He's like so athletic. But
he's kind of a more evolved Robert Williams.
He's just a more he's more
sharpened.
He has more movement without the ball. He can move without the ball really well.
Yeah.
He gets offensive rebounds. He puts back dunks. He's always leading the break. Very athletic. He's just very athletic. I think we have him 4-2 Celtics.
Interesting. 4-2 Celtics.
Yeah, 4-2 Celtics or 4-3, but definitely 4. In my opinion, 4-2 Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we're
6
deep
is
in the bench.
Yeah.
They're very athletic. Miami likes to run. If they start shooting threes, but we're physical, man. We've been playing really good team defense, and we need to have Jaylen Brown have a really good series.
I was going to say for me, the difference maker in this series is going to be Jaylen Brown. Mm-hmm. Is he going to show up?
Yeah.
And the referees.
Well, yeah.
I think if the refs call the game tight, like tick-tacky, then I think it's going to be. It might be tough. I think if we don't adjust our game plan, it could be tough. But if they let us play physical, I mean, we've roughed up pretty much every team that we've played. It took us a little bit longer to play better defense on Milwaukee, but we figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm curious to see. I like Miami.
I like our chances with Miami to win versus Milwaukee.
And then who do we play in the finals? That's the real question.
Oh, well, it's going to be between Golden State and who are they playing? Dallas, right?
Dallas, yeah.
So,
what are you thinking that?
So it's going to be definitely Golden State.
Really?
Yeah, there's no one going to stop Steph or Clay. Like, there's no one on that team that's going to be able to stop those 2 guys. And then you got Draymond Green like coming up. So, you got to understand, Steph and Clay are 60, 70 points a game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're 60 points off the bat.
They have good role players too. Athletic, talented,
Wiggins,
skill.
They got Wiggins. They got
veteran.
Yeah, they'll be all right. And Dallas never been there before. in a while.
I know, but I liked Brunson. I love Luka Doncic.
Great player.
Love Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know anybody else. I don't know any other guys that's going to be able to carry them. I don't know how they got past the Phoenix Suns series. I think the thing with Chris Paul's mom kind of fucked him up.
What happened with his mom?
His mom allegedly got assaulted by a Dallas Mavericks fan.
What?
By a kid. Yeah, and that was in the fans. You didn't hear about this in the news?
I might have heard something like
his mom and his wife or his relative, aunt or something.
Do you say aunt or aunt or auntie?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on who I'm talking to.
I say auntie if they're fun and I like them. And then I say like auntie or aunt.
I usually say aunt.
Yeah.
Because when I say aunt, it's like I'm thinking like an ant on the floor.
Yeah, that's why I'm like aunt is like
yeah.
Aunt Carol's coming over.
Plus also every time I say aunt, like the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids comes to my head.
That's funny.
Is that weird?
That's funny. Well, because when they use the magnifying glass in that scene.
And the ants.
Yeah.
Every time I say the word ant, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Rick Moranis, his face comes in. Like, pops in my head.
Ants are so strong. Ants can carry up to 3 times their body weight.
You never seen me have sex with a fat chick before. Yep.
It's number 2.
2011.
Yep. Number 2. What a year.
Almost broke my back.
What a year.
I was out for 2 weeks actually.
Basketball's great. There's nothing better to me than May, June, Sunday game at 3:00.
That's the best game.
Leave me the fuck alone. We're putting the phone down. We're opening the windows up. Get a nice little. What are your snacks, man? What are your? Do you snack when you watch the games?
At a game? Oh yes. It depends on Sunday 3:30 at a game or at home.
At home.
Oh, at home.
I go fucking nuts when I'm at the game. Yeah, but at home, what do you do?
Root beer. Nice root beer.
Jeez.
Yeah, get a couple root beers. I'm a big root beer guy. Gotta go wings with buffalo.
Okay.
I'm not buffalo. I'm sorry. Buffalo wings with blue cheese, no ranch. We don't do ranch over here, kid.
Yeah. Okay.
If you pull out ranch in front of me with
I don't
wings,
fucking like ranch.
the next time, someone pulled out ranch in front of me the other day, I looked at him and I deleted him off my phone.
I don't like ranch, and I don't like people that have soft takes on ranch.
People who have soft takes on ranch, they get me. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
If it's there, I'll eat it.
Ugh. So undecisive. Anyways.
Gross.
Definitely blue cheese, ranch, and yes, you got to go some wings. I just do wings. I don't go too overboard with food,
I like to keep it simple.
But like 15 pieces, 20 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have some frozen ice cream inside the freezer.
Oh.
I got some Thai food yesterday.
Okay.
I went to Brown Sugar Cafe.
I've heard of that place.
You bet you have. Great place. You ever had a Thai iced tea?
Yeah. Oh my God. So delicious.
Dude, put a little rum in there.
Okay. There we go.
I brought a nip in there.
I didn't realize I was at Carnival.
In Toronto or Franklin Park?
Someone's going to hand it to me and start speaking to me in patois.
I feel like you went to Carnival on Blue Hole Ave one year.
I feel like I must.
2007. Did you have a Haitian friend that was like that brought you from North
Shout
Andover?
out to Curvins Des Ravine.
How about Leslie Bonet?
Jacques Baptiste.
Kisa?
Bro, when I realized where
Shout out
Haiti
to my
was
Haitians.
and what Haitian culture was and Jamaican culture, I thought I was like blown away.
What do you mean?
I was just blown away because like
so
I thought
different.
the country was bigger. I didn't realize that Jamaica and Haiti were literally, or no, Jamaica's not. I'm sorry, Dominican Republic and Haiti are.
They share the same.
Yeah, and it's very different culture. I think, or from an outsider, at least it feels like that. And I think maybe because I was working in Brockton at the time, I was just like, how is Haiti so small?
Right.
There's so many Haitian people. It's like every day I feel like I see a lot of Haitian people.
Well, they like
I don't know. But I'm impressed with the culture, the food.
the Cajun food.
Oh,
You ever had suspois?
no.
Gotta have it.
I'm going to try it.
Suspois. Rice and beans. I got the chicken. I had a friend. His name was Junior. I grew up with him. One of my best friends.
It's a great name.
Great athlete. No, not Junior. Junior. It was Junior. It wasn't Junior. Junior.
Spelled with a Z.
Yeah, Junior. Hey, Junior. Qui ça?
Yeah.
Maboule. Aye.
Oh, and
If you've never been, listen, you're not in a Haitian house if you don't hear this, like if whether they're upset or whether they're happy, if you don't hear
little teeth sucking or something. Yeah.
it's called chiste.
Chiste.
And the thing is, the longer the more that they're mad.
Oh, it's like the loading symbol, and like when you update your phone, it's like except they're mad.
Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi thing that's counting. But oh yeah, I grew up. I mean, I'm from,
yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with because Haitian Dominicans they share the same island, but also they have their own cultural differences.
Dude,
as well.
it's so crazy.
But it's so crazy because they're both freaking the same. People. It's so we can get back to like tribalism shit. Anyways, it always goes back to like groups and all that shit. But
I keep it light with snacks for basketball games. I'm watching.
Yeah, I go wings,
at home.
root beer. That's it.
Yeah.
Smoke some of that devil's lettuce. Mm-hmm. And then, but I watch basketball from a different perspective. I don't know.
Here we go. Let's go. Tell me.
Sorry.
It's all right. Malden High.
Possible 1,000-point score, but
possible. You're the only person there that puts possible before 1,000-point scorer.
There was like 200, 300 questionable points that could have been.
That's a thing in Massachusetts too. If anyone's listening not from Massachusetts, like local basketball is surprisingly big. 1,000-point scores are big, but 2,000. We had a guy, Chris Vetrano, at our high school in Andover High, 2,000-point score.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. It was him, Rebecca Lobo. I think Rebecca Lobo played Massachusetts basketball in high school.
Is she from New England?
I think she was.
She went to University of Connecticut. She was huge in University of Connecticut.
Yeah. So I think she's local. I think she might have been prep school.
Okay.
Those prep schools are crazy.
Well, I think we talked about it briefly. Yeah. 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 And there's different level prep schools. We talked about that too, right?
So like hotels.
Right. There's
5-star, 4-star.
Yeah.
There's even 3-star prep schools.
Yeah. Yeah. Like would you consider like the Malden Catholics a 3-star?
See, that's
St.
a
John's
Catholic
prep?
school. Those are Catholic schools. I wouldn't call those prep schools.
They're still prep schools.
In a way, but like when there's a Catholic thing attached to it, when like the Jesuits are attached to it, I'm like, this is a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, sports are like more intense there.
Okay.
I find like Malden, like St. John's Prep is a good example.
Yeah.
What's another like Catholic high school? Central Catholic.
Zavarian
Brothers. Yeah.
Central Catholic. Yeah. Catholic Memorial.
Catholic Memorial, CM. Yeah. Like those are different. That's a different tier.
Right. And then you would consider like obviously like Governor Doomer Academy.
Yeah.
Phillips Exeter.
Brooks, Phillips, the original 12.
Roxbury Latin.
Yeah.
Buckingham Brown and Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those schools were
People are hiding money there. Yeah.
All those schools recruited me, by the way. But
there's no way. Possible 1,000-point scorer.
Okay, one school, Brooks.
See, the good thing about Chase is like when you know he's not telling the truth, he knows that you know that he's not telling the truth. So all you have to do is push back or ask one more question, and then the veil unravels. I've noticed that about you.
What is that again?
So like, possible 1,000 points or potential 1,000-point score. And then you'll be like, it was like 500 points. Most of them were free throws.
It was a lot of defense. We played a lot of zone.
That's it.
We played a lot of zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because we could have, there's a lot of man, but we chose to play zone.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's zone is.
Yeah.
But we played a lot of zone.
Oh, yeah.
Andover was like, just let's not.
So we got freaking so it's good. So hopefully the C's can come. Bruins unfortunately lost a game 7 over the weekend.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so that was so we only got one Boston sports team that's still playing. It's the Celtics. Quickly, do you think they overexceeded your expectations this year, or they met them?
My expectations, they've exceeded them.
Yeah, me too.
I thought we were going to get knocked out in the first round.
Wow.
Because I think there was a lack of consistency all season, and then you can't just be good the second half of the season.
Well, that's what happened to them, though.
But
They went 28 and 8.
No, what I'm saying is like when you see that in some teams, you're like, oh, maybe they got a key player back, or maybe they did this. I think what was so significant with the Celtics is they found their chemistry. They had chemistry, but I think they found their rhythm defensively, which is really dangerous when you're talking about going like a full playoff series, you know, to the finals and then 7 games or whatever. Like, if you know how to play defense as a team and you have that chemistry, that's a lot different than Kyrie Irving saying, like, I'm going to come just in the playoffs and give you 70 points in a game. It's like, that doesn't help chemistry.
Well, it also helps that you got a veteran like Al Horford that, you know.
Big Al.
I think he had 26 points at game 3 and like 30 points game 4.
I think that might be my favorite part about the Celtics team is not their star players. Like, yes, I like Tatum and Brown, like it's, yes, box office, great, but then you have these little pieces, the Grant Williams dropping fucking 26, Al Horford dropping 30, he's my age.
Marcus Smart
stepping up, getting his ass kicked. This year's been tough on Marcus Smart. He's had a lot of...
You can do a whole video journal of him just getting up and getting hurt plays.
He got up from last game, he went down and I'm like, his head just bounced off got right back up.
He's like Allen Iverson, a bigger Allen Iverson, in terms of how much pain he could take.
He could take a lot.
And then just gets back up.
He's a lot bigger.
Yeah. Oh, he's bigger guy.
He's a big dude.
Oh, he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's a big dude. Yeah. But we'll see. Hopefully we can try to go to a game.
Trying to think of trying to think of oh fuck, what was I gonna ask you?
Right off the tip of your tongue, huh?
Something about them winning the championship. I'm trying to think, like, if they win the championship this year,
right?
Tatum becomes... What do you think is going to happen with Jaylen Brown? Because I'm so sick of everyone giving Jason Tatum all of this praise when Jaylen Brown can do all of the same things that Jason Tatum can do. We've seen it. We've seen it as local Celtics fans. We've seen Jaylen Brown score 50 points. We've seen him consistently lock people down. We've seen him take the ball to the hoop whenever and however he wants when he wants to. Is it a mental thing?
No, I think they're both great players. I mean, the thing is with Jaylen, he can play both ends of the court. So he can be a first time. He could be a... I don't know if he has it in him to be first defense like Smart as a 2 guard, but he definitely has the potential to be. He's definitely strong. I mean, Brown has gone... Like, he had a great series.
Yeah.
You know? And he was on fire a lot of moments. You know? Everybody was clicking. There was time he scored like 10, 13 points straight. You know, he's hitting 3 step backs, crossing people over, going by people. I mean, he owned Grayson Allen. Like, he couldn't guard him at all.
Grayson Allen couldn't make a shot.
Yeah. So, Brown, I mean, the Celtics have a great problem. Because, you know, now they have 2 potential future Celtic Hall of Famers that can play for the next 10 years again if they want. So what do? Do you want to keep these 2 together as long as you can, or what do you do? You know?
Well, that's the thing is I think Jaylen Brown gets sick of being number 2 and goes and gets paid and goes, you know, to the Timberwolves or to the fucking Kings or whatever.
I don't think Brown is being sick and tired of being number 2. I think Brown is where his pocket is because
now.
Yeah, but we'll see. You know, we'll see.
Maybe he is that player. Then maybe mentally he's one of those guys.
Boston
where
fits
his
personality, though.
Yeah,
the city fits his personality because if you know Brown and Tatum, they have the same personality.
They're actually very, and I say actually because I think depending on like
they're introverts.
They're introverts, but they're also like Brown is an intellectual.
Very much so.
He's someone that has a point of view, is smart enough to not. I say this in contrast to Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie Irving is an intellectual. I don't. I think he's
Why?
I think he's someone who has a very I think he's intellectual in his pursuits outside of basketball. Mm-hmm. Actually, I shouldn't say that he's not an intellectual. I don't know whether or not he is. To me, he seems like a Joe Rogan episode where he's kind of just throwing it up against the wall and seeing if it sticks. And I think he likes to see the media go in a frenzy.
Okay.
And I guess that element to me is like, conversely, Jaylen Brown is like, I'm just going to be
me,
number one.
All the time, like the same
all
pace,
the time,
the same tone.
Even keeled.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be silenced. Like, he's spoken out against racial injustice. He's led a lot of player initiatives, which I think are really important. But he's not one of those people who's just like, let me say some wild shit and see what happens. And to me is intelligence and intellect of like, I know I could say something crazy like Kyrie does.
Right.
But like, what's the point? What is that doing for anyone?
Are you suggesting something to me as you're looking in my eyes? Because I feel like I need to.
I'm squinting because the lights have gone off in this studio, we can call it.
Coco Panda Studios.
Coco Panda Studios. And all we have is the Roku.
Got it.
So
A lot of
Chase thought I was using the words Kyrie Irving to say that he was not an intellectual. You were like, are you? This feels weirdly veiled. No, but I just think, like, I don't know. Kyrie's an easy target because he puts it on his own back.
Listen, man, there's two types of people, man. There's people that they're gonna wear it on their sleeve. They're gonna wear their emotions on their sleeve, and they're gonna say what they're gonna say. And there's gonna be people that are a little bit less reserved, and they still say what they say, but they have their moments where they say it.
I'm not a hater of Kyrie because I'm like, just shut up and play basketball. Like,
oh boy,
that's not my vibe. That's not what I'm about. But like,
a lot of undertone there.
But there's a lot of people that feel that way. That's why it's popular, especially in Boston.
I don't know why people still feel that way, because athletes have been doing this for many years.
You know what the sentiment is about Kyrie in Boston is like, we thought you were going to be this thing, this guy, this leader. You weren't. It didn't work out.
Sure.
We were cheated.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Well,
and like,
Boston fans are very honest in their feelings towards athletes.
Yes.
I'm going to take away the athletes not the athletes, the fans, or some of the fans who actually gave Boston a bad reputation.
Sure.
For doing.
We've all seen them.
We've seen those fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? And they're still there, fucking living in fucking Wakefield or fucking wherever the fuck they live. You know what I mean? It's fucking Bill Ricka and these fucking
Saugus.
people. Yeah. Love you guys,
Fucking
by the way.
idiot.
Buy a ticket to my show, by the way. Cut to the Chase podcast.
Chase will be performing at Giggles on Route 1.
Hey!
They're taking away our rights.
Oh, no. Good people there.
Idiots.
Good people there. Yeah, whatever. Listen, it is what it is, dude.
I just think, like, sorry to cut you off, I like the silent, not silent, but the he's measured. He knows when he says something, it has. If Jaylen Brown were to say something like, I don't think that we're doing this thing. I don't think we're getting back on defense. Everyone would be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown kind of broke the mold of what he normally does.
I always feel you got to have one particular person that shakes up the equilibrium spirit of the team.
Sure.
You understand? Like, you got to have like a person, like someone who doesn't go too much off the rails where you can't control them, but someone who can shake up the equilibrium a little bit, like a Dennis Rodman, right?
Draymond Green is actually a perfect example.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
There's some other players from other teams that share the same characteristics. It is what it is, man. You need like there's just some guys that can just know how to just take it when they dish it. They don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what they can take anyone talking shit. They don't care about people's opinions. This is how they feel. Yeah. Charles Barkley was one.
Yeah.
When he made that big commercial, I'm Not Your Role Model.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, that was huge.
Sure.
That was a statement. He's pretty much saying, hey, don't have your kids look up to me for guidance. Fucking raise your own kids.
Yeah.
Like, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, I don't know what it is about, because I fight back that feeling too about Kyrie, where I just look at him and I go, man, there's something about you that I just don't like. It's like LeBron. Mm-hmm. I think it is a Boston thing where it's kind of like, well, you either didn't work out on this team or you always come and beat us, or you're at least like, you know, there's a thing that you just don't like us, or there's that rivalry, there's that essence of a rivalry where I'm just, same thing with Kobe. I was like, I don't fucking like this guy. And then he retired, and I'm like,
He's a beast.
man, I wish we had Kobe.
Yeah.
I would have traded Kobe for Paul Pierce any day of the week.
We didn't even have to trade for him. We could have just drafted
him.
He actually came.
Oh, the pictures, I can't even get the pictures of him in the Celtics.
My AU coach actually was at the tryout when Kobe in '96.
Wild.
And he told me about Kobe Bryant. I didn't even know Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Until he told me about him. He's like, yo, this Kobe Bryant kid was shooting it out, lights out the gym.
Wild.
And they better take him.
Yeah.
Didn't take him.
Didn't. Who the fuck knows who we I don't even remember who we took.
I don't know, fucking Dolph Lundgren.
Ray Lewis was that? Or was that? not Ray Lewis. Excuse me, Reggie Lewis.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I try not to get it. But see, the NBA has done a really great job, for better or for worse, of making characters like wrestlers out of these NBA players, where they're their own. They have the platform because they have to talk to the media,
Right.
where they can then have a narrative, and it's more of like the WWE now is, will Kyrie come back? Are they going to re-sign him? What's going to happen? Like all this stuff, and it's just, I think
Yeah.
it's kind of good, but it's also like, I'm kind of like, who gives a like, why the fuck are we still talking about Kyrie?
Because he's still one of the best. Like
He's so good. That's the tough part.
He's still good, and he still is box office. So, I mean, you just gotta. There's some players that don't have those type of extra baggage that comes with them, and there's some players that do. You live and die by the sword.
If you had a draft pick right now, and you were starting your own team,
Right.
which is the Seattle Cocoa Pandas, because we discussed this before, you want to be in Seattle.
Absolutely.
And the two players that were available for you to take were Jimmy Butler or Kyrie Irving. There's a scenario where you have to choose between these two.
I gotta know who's like on the team though. I can't. Oh, you talking about from like straight from a draft, and who am I going with?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta go. I mean, if you gotta go Kyrie.
I'm taking Jimmy Butler.
Gotta go Kyrie.
I get why you're
Fresh
taking
off
Kyrie.
of college.
I get why. No. I'm talking about now.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
Now.
Current day.
Oh, current day. Oh, I'd take Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take Jimmy Butler
But you're right, coming out of college.
because I can put any point guard with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler can play with any guard.
Yeah.
You know, or I would just get another point guard that's a little bit better than Jimmy Butler to try to offset that. Or actually, I don't have to go nowhere. I'll just play. Yeah. I'd come off the bench for a few minutes.
We talked about this. If you owned your own NBA team, if you were the owner, if you were like Wick Grossbeck,
Yep.
Of the Celtics,
Yep.
would you put yourself on the roster and make them play you?
That's the first player that would be listed would be me.
God, that's amazing.
It would be number 11. Yeah. I'd be player, personnel coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chairman, CEO.
What a team.
I mean, I wouldn't sit the first 4 or 5 seats. I would sit like more like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I'd be in the middle.
Would you, in all seriousness, would you be the owner that sits courtside, or would you sit in the box?
No, courtside.
Sitting courtside, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Mark Cuban dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm that guy.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm Mark Cuban. I wouldn't be as animated, but I definitely, the other Clipper owner, Steve something, the Clipper, the guy who used to work for Microsoft. He's the Clipper owner. I think Steve something,
No.
Bowman or something like that. Well, he's like one of the executives from Microsoft, and he made billions of dollars. But he owns the Clippers. He's a very animated dude too.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of big, like heavy set,
Yeah.
bald guy.
Steve something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's you. You would do that.
Oh yeah, gotta be courtside. Gotta
Love
be courtside because dude, there's nothing like experiencing something live, like right in when you can feel it and see it. Like the adrenaline, people are fucking screaming, everyone's like in it. The last 6 minutes of a fourth quarter NBA playoff game that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
And especially if it's tied or someone's down by 1 or 2.
Yeah. Next level. Ooh. I'd pull an MJ.
What do you mean?
And I'd put a hoop in and wear some shitty jeans, and I would sit in a box. People that could see me, but I would be perched above in case that the game didn't go well. I don't want to be heckled about the decisions that I made as the GM or the owner.
Oh, okay.
You know?
All right.
Like a Steve Dolan.
Is that his
the
name?
Knicks.
Is
it Steve or Jared Dolan,
Yeah.
the owner of the Knicks? It's just like, how the fuck does he go and sit courtside?
Because you know why? Because he owns the Knicks.
Yeah.
He also owns the New York Rangers. And not only that,
He owns MSG.
he owns fucking MSG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Lord Farquaad, where he's just like, have this person removed.
Well, this is the thing. People want him to not be the owner. And would you not be the owner of two teams? That's a lot of power to give up.
Yeah, you can't give up the Knicks and then be and just stay the owner of
The
Rangers. And vice versa.
Oh,
if
vice
you like
versa.
hockey, you can't just get rid of the Rangers and be, man, that's,
It's a lot of power to give up, man.
yeah.
I mean, the guy owns two teams.
MSG. Imagine if it's one thing to own property in Manhattan, and then it's like, why? You own MSG.
Yeah.
That's the biggest venue. That's one of the largest, most well-known, I should say, sports venues, music venues, comedy venues.
Another fun fact. Jewish.
I can't believe this. Prejudice against a Jew broad. Prejudice against Italians.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised, not shocked, I should say.
Do very well.
They do very well.
Do very well.
The Dolans, not the Jews.
The don't.
I don't want to, I'm not trying to get. The Dolans do well.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Dolans in Boston sports.
No.
The Crafts?
Ooh. Actually, let me ask you this. What would be your preferred Jew last name if you had to pick one?
Tannenbaum, easy. Wow. Without hesitation. I had this conversation with someone else who was Jewish, and she's like, I could see you as a Steen, like a Springsteen or a Rubenstein or whatever. And I'm like, no, I feel like Nicky Tannenbaum is a real solid, because my last name right now is super Lebanese.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I were to transition that into a Jewish name, it would have to be super Jewish. And I think Tannenbaum is...
Wow. I didn't even know Tannenbaum's a Jewish last name.
Yeah.
Tannenbaum? Okay. All right.
What about you?
Schneider?
That's a good one. That's under the radar. That's kind of like a sports... That's kind of like a sports last name.
Schneider.
Schneider Racing.
See?
Yeah.
Schneider Racing. Schneider, whatever. Sandals. Schneider Sheets.
You would have a line of...
Schneider Sheets.
You would have a line of open-toed sandals.
Yeah.
Not slides. Open-toed sandals. Yeah.
Gotta let the bunions breathe.
Yep.
Schneider Sheets. Schneider Silks. A lot of double S's there. A lot of tongue twisters. Yeah. Schneider LLC. I was gonna, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna contact like the head of the Jews, like in Boston. I don't know, like if there's like a person that's like,
I don't know if there's a head of the Jews in Boston. Is that a thing?
how if can we just drive in Brookline and like figure like,
Okay, now
we go to like a temple. But I would want to ask like a rabbi if I was to convert, like, what would be a good convert name for myself?
I think
I can't, because I don't think you're able to keep your name though when you convert. Right?
No, I think I don't know. I'd have to ask. I think most people that convert to Judaism, it's usually like, I think it's mostly like white women who want to marry like their really Jewish husband, and they're like, you have to do this thing to my parents will accept you. So I think it's a lot of that. So I think they're taking the name anyways, because I think converting to Judaism and taking a legal, changing your last name, it's not like Islam. It's not like, you have to take a full name, which I don't even know if that's the case, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. I would want to. If I were to convert to Judaism, I can't keep Assad as a last name.
I don't think.
I can't keep Neighborhoods as a last name.
Oh no, Israel wouldn't let you.
I would have to switch it up. It would have to be Tannenbaum or a la Entourage.
I don't think Bomb would be a good.
No, Tannenbaum might be out. Remember Nicky? You watch Entourage? Nicky Rubenstein.
Nicky Rubenstein
might be a good one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
Because you could pass for a lot. You could pass.
I could pass for Jewish. I could pass for, because I am a little, like a small slither, Greek, Albanian. You don't think Albanian?
You need to get some headshots. Get some headshots done. You got to pass them in.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of work here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could get some commercial work. Yeah, I need a Jewish guy. Hey, Nicky Rubenstein. Boom.
Nicky Rubenstein would be a good one.
If you're Italian, hey, Nicky Neighborhoods. Wait, what do you want to do?
What do you think? I don't even know how to ask this.
This is gonna be good.
So I look like I could be a lot of different things.
Sure.
Is it a white thing?
Yes.
Okay. Because if you look at someone who's black and you say, you look like you could be several different things, is that a thing?
Oh, I get it all the time.
You do? Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
get it all the time. I get some people say I look like P. Diddy.
Okay.
Some people say I look like Fabulous.
Well, I meant more ethnicities, but that's...
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Going back to hip hop references, 2002 Miami Beach Collins Ave when I was driving the Mercedes.
Yeah, we could go back, but yeah, I know. Someone said I look like DJ Drama if he ate too much. A good French Montana reference. More my early, one of my early years.
Early French Montana days. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I was gonna go with more like MC Bass. You know, MC Search or something like. Yeah, I get that a lot. So I get
MC Search. Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you no more current guys. You're more like the old school. You know.
Yeah, MC Search for sure.
Yeah, Rick Rubin. You know, like a younger Rick Rubin when you were like NYU before with Def Jam when you started Def Jam.
Younger Rick Rubin.
That's definitely you. I definitely get cultural different things though. People say, "Oh, yeah, are you Caribbean? Are you Cape Verdean? Are you did?" Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But that's a great thing about people. It's like you never. That's one thing I always mind about people. People from different areas. Sometimes you just never know, and you could. And
no one wants to say that though. No one in this climate. No one wants to be like, you look a little Greek. Why? Why do I look Greek? Your eyebrows are really thick. It's like okay. Yes, Greek people have very thick eyebrows.
You got, yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, they very got thick eyebrows. Thick, yeah, man. Yeah, they have different looks. People have different.
I can't describe the Lebanese. The Lebanese look is really interesting. It's very fair skin for being in the Middle East.
Very jewelry. Sorry.
I was more going into. I was more discussing the construction of the facial features and characteristics versus social. Yeah. But yeah, and a lot of jewelry, a lot of Dracar Noir. Yeah. A lot of Paco Rabanne.
Any Brute in there? Any Brute?
The newer. What's the Creed? The newer Lebanese guys are really into Creed.
Creed's good.
Creed is good.
We should do a cologne episode.
Top 3 colognes.
Here we go.
What are you doing? You have a. I say 3 because I know that there's probably way more, but I like to narrow it down to 3. 1 is your everyday wear. 2 is your going out, and 3 is your maybe seasonal curveball.
Ooh, seasonal curveball. That's a tough one. But so the first one's what? The go-to or the everyday one?
This is current day.
Current day, every day, as if you're going to go to work or some out to the store or something.
Yeah.
Little something. I'm going Lacoste.
Okay, there you go. That's a good everyday.
It's a good everyday.
I'm going YSL.
That's a little too much for an everyday. See, you're a bougie bitch.
YSL. No, it's not bad at all.
YSL's a little too much for an everyday.
It's sub 100. It's sub 100. YSL or another good one if is the polo green.
Okay.
That's grandpa stuff, but that's one spray walk through and you're good for maybe 2 days.
Okay. Little polo green.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go more of Lacoste. Lacoste is a little kind of.
I like the lighter.
It's a lighter.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
All right.
A little lighter.
Now you're going out.
Burberry.
Okay. No hesitation. Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah, the Burberry. Yeah.
I would usually do the Ralph Double Black going out.
Oh. Okay.
I've discovered recently now this company called Diptyque.
Yeah, you said that before.
Diptyque, it's like Saint Germain 34 or something like that.
Shit.
Next level.
Sounds like Napoleon wore that.
Yeah, next level.
Fuck. And then my third one would be the
Seasonal curveball.
seasonal curve. I mean, you gotta go like fucking all day, every day, jupe, son.
That is a curve ball.
Jupe.
Jupe, and if you don't know what jupe is, you're probably in your 20s, maybe
Right.
maybe 30s.
Yep.
But if you do know what jupe is, I'll see you at church on Sunday.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
I'll see you.
Yeah. Or at fucking, the Greek Fest in Cambridge Square,
Yeah.
Central Square. When they used to have them at
Yeah. Jupe is a regional curveball.
Yeah, jupe, man. All
Or
those,
a seasonal curveball.
dude, all those back in the day colognes, man.
Oh,
Curve,
yeah. High karate.
jupe, cool water.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
What's like a seasonal curveball?
Yeah.
I don't want to give another bougie answer, although I do have it.
Yeah. It just
Eau de Menthe.
fucking
Eau de Menthe is
not even it's the mint.
Yeah, French.
Jesus, you and the friggin'. You know what I also found out the other day between like colognes, well, for women actually specifically, perfumes versus toilettes.
Yeah.
Toilettes are more expensive.
Yeah.
And perfumes are like a little
I'll do
less.
toilette, yeah, versus the perfume. There's a higher concentration of it's basically like oil that
Yes.
it takes to your skin and your pheromones.
There was a friend of mine. She showed me a bottle that she was interested. $350 bottle.
Yeah.
Of a
Yeah.
perfume. I said,
No, it's crazy.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's levels to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's levels. Yeah. I think you should have one really nice
Armani Black Code
Creed,
was good for me.
Armani Code, Aqua de Jo is another popular going
Jean-Paul
out at
Gaultier.
night. Jean-Paul Gaultier, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it like that.
Yeah,
you didn't say it wrong.
Yeah,
by the way.
First of all, you said it like fucking. You just came from France, from
Yeah.
Paris.
Sure.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good. The Burberry Brit.
Ooh.
Did they make one? The girl. I like when girls used to wear Tommy Hilfiger
Tommy
cologne.
Hilfiger phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you got into this, but I had a friend who had this, and I would always, whenever I'd go over his house in high school, I'd spray some on.
Mm-hmm.
Abercrombie Fierce, I think it was.
Never wore Abercrombie stuff. I just never. It just.
I watched the documentary, and I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty fucked up.
I never wore Abercrombie clothes.
I had one pair of track pants, of course. Of course, I would never get the polo or any of that. I had yellow track pants with the line down the middle.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you ever wear a polo shirt and like flipped up the
Yes.
fucking?
Yeah. Unfortunately, and I doubled. Like I was a yin yang.
fucking
Like I was a
doubled it?
yin yang twin. I doubled. I wore two. I wore a red on the outside and a white underneath, and I doubled them up.
That's such a North Shore fucking thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I was big into polo. Senior year, going into college, that's all I wore. Let's be clear, Marshalls. That's the only way. That's the only way, unless you were really from it, you know.
You wore a double pole. I remember those days, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. How come I haven't? You were that guy who just with the double poles walking around Square One Mall in Saugus.
I just made it. You know, I was just like, I'm gonna do that. But then I had like,
Do you have a chokey?
no.
Never
No, I was never like that. I was always whatever Russell Simmons was doing. I was obsessed.
Fat Farm.
I wanted to be Fat Farm, Sean John, whatever Rockefeller. Like G Unit, I was kind of like, I'm not.
I'm not gonna lie. If you just started doing Bikram yoga, like your hips look like you do Bikram yoga. I don't know why. Like how your kneecap
Yeah.
You got like, you have Bikram yoga thighs. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how to say it. It's like you're
Slender. Pause. Whenever I say pause, I say it with a New York accent, by the way. I don't know why.
You do say
Pause.
pause.
Yeah.
Yo, pause.
Pause, son.
Fucking pause. That's people just
Pause is so fucked up.
Oh man, there's a lot of crazy shit going on too in the news too. I don't know if you ever how is Europe news taken? Like, do they like? Were people always on their phones like we are in America? Did you fucking experience that?
No one gives a fuck about the news in Italy unless it's on a TV screen, a television screen, in like a lobby or a bar or whatever.
Right.
Although I did notice a lot of people were on their phones.
Like us though here, or
It was newer. It felt newer over there. It felt like they were like, "Oh my god, look at this!" They were looking at the phone as if it was newer than here. People are so entitled here. They kind of look at their phone here like disappointed.
Yeah,
like you should be doing more for me. That kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And there it was very much just like, I can't believe I have this computer in my hand. They were like, this is amazing.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it was really, you got that sense when you kind of walked around.
I guess my question is did you feel like the people were a little more present? Were they more present in their, or were they more kind of in here? Like,
I think it depends on
if
where
you
you
were paying
were.
attention to that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it depends on where you were. Like in Rome, it's the same as here.
Yeah.
Everyone's out to make a buck. Everyone's doing their thing. I did find that the businessmen, because there was a lot of businessmen running around Rome, Florence, that area. Florence is more retail, like leather. People own, there's a ton of leather in Florence. Like you own a shop, a leather shop or a leather emporium or whatever. Rome was a little bit more like, why are these men standing so close and whispering things to each other? They're doing business, but it seems like they're like it's veiled. It's like very like.
I know that scene. That was a scene when Aladdin like came and like stole that that banana from like the people that were selling shit. It was kind of like that, like in a market, and people just like.
There was market vibe. Yeah, there was some market, and Florence was more market. Yeah, like definitely that.
A lot of farmers markets.
Rome was very like city busy. You know, let's go. Things are happening. You got to move quick.
Any good number of blacks? I don't know what your number is. Like that. What
See,
your
I think we might have different ideas of what a good number. Well, I think we actually might have the same ideas of what a good number of blacks means.
Okay.
To me, it's a lot.
Fair. Like that.
Like it blends in. Like I'm not just like, wow, there's not a lot of black people here. Or I'm like, wow, there's a lot of black people.
There's a lot of people, right? Yeah.
I like to be like, oh, there's just a lot of people here. What's tough there, and I felt this, and I wrote it in my little thing. I was like, it's kind of unfortunate that all the black people that you see here in Italy, it was a lot of people selling stuff. Those bracelets.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
But it was met with a lot of like, no, I don't just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. There was like a lot of like gypsies running around. There was a lot, and I felt like they were thrown into that category where it was like, please just don't. I'm not trying to fuck with that,
bro. That is exactly who you fucking are. You fucking a gypsy. You look just like a fucking gypsy, dude.
They're all women. They're all heavy-set women.
Exactly.
Mean. Although I'll tell you, like, I was like, okay, who around here looks Middle Eastern? And unfortunately, it was all people that I wanted to avoid.
Definitely.
People selling leather. It's all the same. And it's all, by the way, it's all the same. It's good leather products. They're like great, but they all look the same.
Do you know what your gypsy name would be if you were a gypsy?
But see, I don't know gypsy culture that well.
I do.
Okay.
You would be named, if you were a gypsy, your name wouldn't be Nick. Your name would be, I guess I would have to revert back to my only gypsy friend I ever had in my life. His name was Anthony Teeny. So you would be an Anthony Teeny.
Gypsy names.
This kid, Anthony Teeny, I remember he was the only gypsy I ever met in my life. The kid was a stud, handsome kid, such the nicest kid ever. And he's the only gypsy that I ever knew in my whole life.
Oh, Duke is one. Duke is a good gypsy name.
Duke is a gypsy name?
Kashi, I love that cereal.
Gosh, is a good name. I don't know if you look like a
Neptune.
You definitely don't look
I'm
like
not a Neptune.
No, you don't look like a Neptune. You're more like a freaking Pluto.
Rom. I could probably be a Rom.
You're not really mean enough. Your shoulders are not like mean enough for a Rom.
Not there yet.
Yeah, your shoulders.
Django. I want to avoid that. I think I want to avoid that one.
Yeah, we may want to avoid that.
No, I felt bad too, like the whole, but it was so interesting to watch and observe, where it was just like people are trying to make a buck,
hustling.
That's the thing, is like people were there was a lot of like hustling and making a buck and like trying to open up restaurants and this and that and selling waters. I mean, there's this one guy who's selling waters, which I think is only done in parts of the Bronx and Italy, but like outside the Coliseum is like some dude with a backpack selling ice cold waters. Yeah, of course I threw him like a couple euros. Thanks for the waters. No one does that anymore.
It's not even that, man. I think people do. I just don't think that people pay attention as much as, like, you know what I mean? Like there's still people like trying to like survive by just selling the bare minimum things.
I think this country has found a way to create a system or an app or a service to be like, when you're at the Red Sox games, you don't have to buy waters from some random dude walking around in the street. We have the vending machines, the carts, the this, the that. We're taking that money.
Right. Yeah.
The big system is taking that money versus fucking let these guys sell waters outside of the Coliseum. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing there, is they were a little behind in some of that stuff where it was like, I didn't feel like they were trying to suck every single dollar out of my pocket, but they were. Like that, they were.
Well, it's sad because there was some people selling waters and stuff and drinks on a campus. I think it was like USC campus not too long ago, and USC public safety officers like gave him a ticket and confiscated his money. Yeah, because he technically needed a permit by by whatever college standards or something. He's a vendor. I guess he's technically supposed to be a vendor. He's supposed to get a permit
all the time.
And then they fucking busted this guy's balls just to be making like money. They took his money, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. USC's so fucking corrupt too. Like all these schools are. Like I remember Boston College has like the sausage guy that they let on to let the fucking guy with his sausage cart come onto campus. Boston these drunk college. Fucking
backup college. Fucking backup college. Fucking Boston College.
One of the hardest schools to get into.
I mean, they're not that hard, but I can't get in. I didn't get in.
See, that's why you just let him go. You got to just let Chase. He'll say something outrageous, and then if you just wait long enough, you'll get the cascading of the truth.
I heard of that backup college. I'm a Notre Dame guy.
It's a backup college for a college that you're a fan of.
They were all right. I'm a Notre Dame guy.
You're a Notre Dame guy over at BC?
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know. Indiana is not my. Aren't they from Indiana?
South Bend.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm all set. I don't fuck with that. It's too Irish.
Not really.
It's a little too middle of the country Irish for me.
If you took the amount of, what did you say they were mostly?
What?
The people of Notre Dame, what do you say? Middle of the country?
Probably Irish. Ish.
Okay.
I don't know what middle of the country is though. That's the thing, is like I don't know.
Very open. Very, very rural.
Well, it's white. I mean, it's very white, but like I don't know what kind of white.
I mean, it's Boston College ain't that different.
See,
either.
Boston College is Irish, Italian, and then Asian Indian. If I had to guess, that's the vibe I got when I go there.
Boston College, it's mostly white. They're about like 75% white.
I like to be able to identify the whites, though.
Oh, I mean, I have no choice to. But like I walk in, I got to count how many. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like I go in and I go, okay, there's the Italians, the Irish, Indians.
But Boston College has the type of people like they have a certain fabric.
Yes.
There's a certain look that dudes that go to Boston College versus a dude that goes to Boston University.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. Like Boston College is like a fucking.
It's like a barber jacket, like a hunting jacket. You know, like that kind of just.
There's a lot of Tucker Carlson faces that go to Boston College.
Yeah.
Dudes that go to like
smirky. Like you can hit me if you want,
right?
But you're gonna have
some problems,
some legal issues.
Yeah,
because a lot of kids that went to a majority of my high school best friend group went to Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
And very nice guys, but yeah, there was a lot of that. I felt it when I went there. Because I went to a school that was incredibly diverse, hyper liberal. Hyper liberal. Like they had like early adolescent art appreciation as a degree, like very like teaching, like that shit. I don't even know how I ended up there, but
big bucks.
So I'd go to BC and I would just like, I'm feeling it. I'm going in there being like, oh, I kind of feel like an outsider here.
Oh, it just.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. Like,
yeah.
I know white people that live in Boston, from Boston, that hate fucking people that go to Boston College because there's a different. It's just, listen.
They'll let you know. That's the thing. Is like they'll let you know that they went to Boston College.
Yeah. That's like, I know, like, generally, like, white people who went to, like, Northeastern.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be like, oh, we fucking hate, like, Boston. Like,
there's that. You're right. There's that
like,
mist when you walk there. You're like what is this? Yeah. It's this holier than thou kind of mist.
It's like a lot of It's like a lot of crispy Patagonia vests. Yeah. Like, you know, like crispy.
A lot of tags being taken off of new clothes at Boston College. Constantly.
Yeah. Great education, great school though.
Yeah, phenomenal school.
It's hard to get in. I mean, I was a Boston College fan. One of my favorite basketball players of all time.
Oh God,
went there, Scooney Penn. So
okay.
And they had great like BC runs back in like the 90s.
Yeah,
Billy Curley, those days.
2000s, 2006 to 2010. They were.
Oh yeah.
They had a good team too. I was a big BC fan
my guy played. He's the leading scorer for Boston College. Troy Bell.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's gonna come on the podcast. Yeah, I reached out to him.
Big Troy Bell fan.
Yeah, Troy Bell.
Big Troy Bell fan.
Shout out to Troy Bell. Yeah, so I got you know, they didn't pick me, but it's fine. It's whatever. You know,
you can ask Troy when he comes on the podcast.
Yeah, I will. Oh, I definitely.
Something tells me that you guys had different regiments.
Yeah, I was a little bit more disciplined than him. He just, made the cut, but it is what it is. It happens. God had different plans for me.
Here we are
in my bedroom. Coco Panda Studios.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm glad that you're back, man.
I'm excited to be back.
So what do you feel? I mean, just real quickly, did the vacation give you a little break from work and kind of did you have a little reset? Do you feel good?
You could tell I was getting a little fried. Yeah. When I get fried and I get spread too thin, I start to get a little resentful.
Yeah.
I don't like.
That's not you.
And that's not me. And that's not me at all. Yeah. So yeah, I got a chance to kind of see life outside of the bubble.
That's good.
But let me tell you this: I am happy to come home to Boston as a city.
It's home.
As a city.
It's a good city.
The people are fine.
They're fine.
The people are fine. They're not good. They're not bad. I think they're just fine.
Yeah.
Fine people in Boston. But the city itself, to fly in and then come in, and it's clean, it's
efficient.
Easy, it's efficient. Do I want to eat? Do I want to do that? It's like, I was saying to my buddies, like, God, if I had to go, no offense to Cleveland, no offense to Tampa, Florida, no offense to these other cities, but if I had to go back to Wichita, Kansas, I might not be in a good mental state. Like, I'm happy coming home to Boston. So I was happy to come back. I'm excited to work on some things here with you.
Thank you.
I'm very jealous. You, I don't know if this is released yet. This is the first time you and I are sitting down to do the podcast. This is all the first time I think we've even talked about the podcast in like the last 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
You did an episode with Big D.
Yeah,
I am so jealous.
Yeah.
that guy's next level.
He's good.
Is it out yet? Did we release it yet?
We're
Probably.
Yeah, we're gonna release it after this one, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you maybe, depending on when this gets released, you maybe have heard the episode, maybe you haven't. I'm sure it's a great episode. I haven't heard it yet, but I just saw you
No, it hasn't
recording
been
with
released
him.
it. Yeah, no, haven't released it yet. It's in the can.
Yeah.
I was just gonna wait. I was gonna wait for you to come back and kind of figure out when to, do it. And this one is kind of, I feel like, a recap of everything. We'll send this one out. This will probably go out, the most recent one tomorrow or whatever. And then the Big D one next week.
So I'm excited for that. We got things cooking up on my end. I might start getting back into to podcasting. I don't want to talk about anything that's not already in motion, but it's a re-energized, excited to be back, excited to be here on the Cut to the Chase podcast.
Now, while the Cut to Chase podcast is here, we are going to be here. We're going to be here as much as we can, giving you guys content. I'm glad that Nicky's back. Nicky looks refreshed. Nicky looks, very, very limber. I'm here. I'm glad that I'm still here, I guess. Please subscribe to the podcast, guys. Again, Cut to the Chase podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on all podcast platforms. Subscribe, like the podcast. Nicky, what you got? What's your plugs, man?
Nothing.
Great.
That's so depressing. Hold on. Cut to the Chase podcast. That's my plug. Go check us out on the YouTube channel. We're releasing episodes, whether it's a video episode, we're even releasing, if you just like me, like sometimes I just like to listen. Tim Dillon will release episodes where it's just, there's no visuals, but I'll still listen to it on
of course
YouTube. So when I do that, I'll like it. I subscribe. So do all that stuff. It helps the podcast. Go and check us out on YouTube.
Please do. And your Instagram handle.
My Instagram handle is Pain in My Assad, but it's soon to be changed. There's some things going on, so I'm not trying to plug my personal one as much now.
Gotcha.
Too much intro. There's too much. I'm talking too much because I'm comfortable. We're an hour and 46 in.
Yeah.
Cut to the Chase podcast. YouTube. Check it out.
You heard it.